Okay, so uh, welcome back, dear students, to the class. And so let's move on to the next block, which is block 4, Information Technology Act 2000. Okay, so I think everyone is aware of the information technology, and so there are certain laws which govern the information technology, and in India it is governed by Information Technology Act 2000. Okay, so, in the 21st century, so societies are increasingly getting transformed into knowledge society, and their inhabitants into knowledge networkers. Who connect the knowledge across all the globe. Societies are transforming into knowledge society. Okay, from primary, secondary, to now it's transforming into knowledge society worldwide. Okay, and who are more informed and uh, informed of the events happening locally and also globally. I mean, everyone is interconnected, so they know what is happening across. Okay, what the events happening across the globe. People are connected, and they know, they are aware of things. Okay, and so the information technology brought about computers, internets, and cyberspace, which have posed new challenges in which pose new challenges in jurisprudence. In a sense, this is actually there is inadequacy of law which deals with the information technology itself, and changes brought to the information technology. Actually, we live in a we live, and the way we live, the way we perceive and do transactions, now it has become global. Okay, the court, actually, though the it is a challenge all over the world to bring a proper courts throughout the world have been dealing with the problem and coming up with inconsistent answers. So it's still not consistent with emerging new technology. Actually, like more than 50 years or 100 years we didn't had this. So this is a new uh, information era. So there are definitely some new challenges for the governments, how to curb the mishaps, and how to protect the innocents, and how the data is protected. So all these things are new challenges, not just to the our Indian government, but for all over the world. I think you may have sometimes come across that there has been data breach. So in some big corporates have faced that, all those things, kind of things. You know so it is a challenge worldwide. Okay, so in that, here in India, to curb this, we have come up with Information Technology Act 2000. Okay, so these problems have arisen in all the areas of law. The law, statutory or otherwise, provide answers to these problems or dealing with information technology. Okay, they are sometimes loosely referred to as computer law, information technology law, or internet law, or cyber laws. Okay, it has been loosely used with these terms. Okay, but okay, so let's you know focus on information technology. So the term information technology is used to refer to an entire industry. Okay, it includes the use of computers, softwares, and also manage information in the broadest sense. Okay, technology refers to both the hardware and software that are used to store, protect, manipulate, transmit, and retrieve information. Okay, we can store, protect, and we can manipulate and transmit and retrieve the information also. You can and after the term information technology is said to have been coined by Jim Domsick. I mean, he's the one, Jim Domsick of Michigan, in November 1981. So he's the person who worked as a computer manager for an automotive related industry, is supposed to have created the term to modernize the outdated phrase. Okay, so data processing was an outdated old phrase which he introduced with the as a inform this term was introduced by him, information technology. Okay, and also according to the Oxford English Dictionary, if you see that information technology means the branch of technology uh, concerned with the dissemination, possession and storage of information, especially by means of computers. Okay, dissemination, possession and possession and storage of information, especially by means of computers. So it also, when we look at the genesis of information technology legislation in India in the mid 90s, we saw an impetus in globalization and computerization. So we saw a sudden, increase in sudden urge for adapting these new ways of life, new ways of technical things. I mean, worldwide, especially in India, in the mid 90s, we started all these things with more and more nations computerizing their governance and e-commerce seeing an enormous growth. Until then, most of international trade and transactions were done through documents being transmitted through post and by telex only. Earlier businesses how they used to do. I think everyone is aware that it was only through posts and telex. So, but nowadays we can send emails. Evidences and records. Everything was sent through posts earlier. So now we can send. There was only hard copy was used earlier. So now we can use soft copy, and the transmission of data is through. You can send it all across the world wherever there is a connectivity uh, of internet, and you can communicate and transmit the data, transmit the documents, digital signatures, all the digital documents, soft copies you can send. Okay, the United Nations Commission of International Trade Law, uh, UNCITRAL, adopted a model law on e-commerce in 1996. The General Assembly of United Nations passed a resolution in January 1997 recommending all states in the United Nations to give favorable uh, consideration to the said model law. Okay, so the Information Technology Act 2000 came into force with effect from 17th October 2000 in India. Okay, it has been amended in 2008 also. So the initially it was Information Technology Act 2000, and over the period of time it has been amended in 2008, and the Amendment Act is effective from February 5th, 2009. Okay, so I mean there is a so that was with the how it all started, and let's see what we aim at. So aims and objectives of Information Technology Act 2000 is that to to suitably amend existing laws in India to facilitate e-commerce. In order to facilitate e-commerce, a suitable amendment needs to be made to the act. Okay, for the to the existing laws in India, and to prove legal recognition of electronic records and digital signatures. To provide legal recognition of electronic records and digital signatures, to provide legal recognition to the transaction carried out by means of electronic data interchangeable. Okay, so to provide legal recognition, and to provide legal recognition to business contents, business contacts, and creation of rights and obligations. Okay, in order to create the rights and obligations, in order to legally recognize the business contracts, this is through electronic media. Okay, and also to establish a regulatory body which supervises the certifying authorities issuing digital signature certificates. Okay, in order to establish a regulatory body which supervises the certifying authorities. We'll come across these things later also. I'll explaining in the next unit where in the coming units where we'll also uh, you know learn about the certifying authorities. Okay, who is certified to uh, know the so who regulates the certifying authorities and who is in charge, the controller of the certifying authority. I'll explain that later. So let's move on to this. In order to create civil and criminal liabilities for contravention of the provisions of the Act and to prevent misuse of the e-business transaction, these are the aims and objectives of the Information Technology Act 2000. And also the another thing is that to facilitate e-governance and to encourage the use and acceptance of electronic records and digital signatures in government offices and agencies. So even in government offices and agencies, in order to make things work faster, to replace the earlier postal way of communication into a digital way of communication. Okay, so that government officers and agencies can recognize the electronic records and in order to encourage the digital signature and governance. Okay, e-governance, and it would also make the citizen government interaction more hassle free. Okay, it will not only it will useful in the internal communication of government agencies and external communication with the others, but also this would also make the citizens and also government and the citizen of the nation, their interaction more hassle free. Okay, more easily they can communicate. Okay, and coming to the salient features of the Information Technology Act 2000, the features are that Information Technology Act 2000 uh, Act extends to the whole of India. Okay, as per Section 1, it extends to the whole of India, and authentication of electronic records. The Act provides, as per Section 3, for the legal recognition to e-commerce, which facilitates commercial e-transactions. Okay, and legal framework for affixing digital signatures in a sense electronic signature by use of asymmetric crypto system and hash functions. Okay, and legal recognition of electronic records, legal recognition of digital signatures, legal and also retention of electronic records as per Section 7, and publication of official gazette in electronic form as per Section 8, and uh, a security procedure for electronic records and digital signatures. So these are some of the features in order to provide the security and ease of convenience and speed. It is used. Okay, and in order to function of controller in order to regulate the certifying authorities for issuing digital signature certificates or electronic signature certificates. Initially it used to call digital signature, now they call it electronic signature. That I'll explain uh, in short while. And controller to act as repository of all digital signature certificate. So the controller who is responsible for uh, and he should act as repository of all digital signature certificates. So all the digital signature certificates are stored under the uh, under the controller, the person who is in charge of that. Okay, he's also called as controller. Okay, and also for data protection and various types of computer crimes defined and stringent penalties provided under the act. Okay, Section 43 and Section 66, 67, 72 deals with the type of computer crimes, and also in order to stringent penalties. Okay, is provided under the act. And okay, salient features of Information Technology Amendment Act 2008. In a sense, this is an amendment made for the Information Technology Act 2000. So this is there are certain changes made as per the requirement of the law. In order to strengthen the law, these amendments are made. So let's see what these are, briefly. Okay, so the term digital signature has been replaced with electronic signature. As I told you, the term digital signature, as per the new amendment, has been replaced with electronic signature. Now, to make the act more technology neutral. Okay, and the new section has been inserted to define communication device to mean cell phones, personal digital assistants, you know, cell phones and personal digital assistants, or a combination of both, or any other device used to communicate or to send or transmit any text, video, audio, or images. So they are called communication devices. Okay, that section has been inserted, and new section has been added to the to define cyber cave. Okay, nowadays, I mean, you can see that cyber cave, which facilitates from where the access, internet access is offered by any person in the ordinary course of business to the members of the public. Like cyber caves, when you go to restaurants, some restaurants have been providing Wi-Fi facility where you can connect to the local Wi-Fi and also access the internet from there. And also, nowadays, even many government, like in certain railway stations or in certain places, uh, this you can access that. Okay, and the new definition has been inserted for intermediary, and the new section 10a have been interest inserted to the effect that contracts concluded electronically shall not be deemed to be unenforceable solely on the grounds that electronic form or means was used. Contracts entered using electronical, uh, means should not be treated as unenforceable, solely on the grounds of that it is, formed in electronic way. Okay, so, and also there was earlier there was a damage, damage in a sense of, for any damage to the computer, or there was a fine of rupees 1 crore. Okay, and so the damage of rupees 1 crore prescribed under section 43 of the earlier act 2000 for damages of damage to the computer or computer systems, etc., has been deleted, and the relevant parts of the section have been substituted by the words, means, in a sense, in case if any big companies, I mean, losing, or because of one company another company, or any person, because of that computer or the computer systems are damaged. In that case, there was a fine of 1 crore rupees earlier. So now it has been replaced into that, what replayed substituted by the word, he shall be liable to pay damages by way of compensation to the person so affected. So it has been replaced with the word, he shall be liable to pay damages by way of compensation to the person so affected. So the affected person will be compensated based on the grounds of, and what the cost of the will, that based on that, the court will decide. And there are many other features added in this amendment of 2008. So that, uh, please go through the SLM and also the reference books provided in the provided to you for further understanding, and further understanding of the concept. Okay, in-depth understanding of the concept. So let's focus on the next topic, which is growth of information technology. So how this information technology has been grown. Information technology in India is an industry consists of two major components. Okay, IT services and BPOs, business process outsourcing. So these two are the uh, major components of information technology in India. Okay, the sector has increase its contribution to India's GDP from this is actually an old figure. In 2012 there was increase of the GDP from 1.2% in 1998 to 7.5% in 2012. So according to NASCOM, the sector aggregated revenue of 100 billion US dollars in 2012. 2012, as per the NASCOM, uh, it has generated the revenue of more than $100 billion in 2012, where export and domestic revenue stood for nearly $69.1 billion and $31.7 billion respectively. Okay, for export and domestic revenue. Okay, so uh, and so from a slow moving bureau, actually information technology is playing an important role in India today because it has transformed India's image from a slow moving bureaucratic economy. Earlier it was a slow moving bureaucratic economy. So now it has been transformed to a land of innovative entrepreneurs. Okay, land of innovative entrepreneurs. And the IT sector in India generates 2.5 million direct employments. I mean, this is actually an old figure. The that maybe uh, there will be fluctuations. Now it is even more for as per the current figures. Okay, and the major cities that account for about nearly 90% of the sector's exports are like Bangalore, Chennai, Kolkata, Hyderabad, Trivandrum, Noida, which is located in NCR, National Central Region around the Delhi. So Noida, uh, Mumbai and Pune. So these places, they uh, account for nearly 90% of the sector's export. And the Bangalore is also considered as the Silicon Valley of India because it is the leading IT exporter. Okay, and it's also called as the IT capital of India, and Silicon Valley of India. Okay, so let's see. Let's see what are the drawbacks of information technology. So there are certain drawbacks to information technology, which while there are many advantages of information technology, there are also disadvantages such as growing proliferation of e-crimes in cyberspace, such as cyber warfare. There are chances that cyber warfare, cyber terrorism, hacking, cyber stalking in a sense, following in the in online, following online, I mean, trying to, but not in a good intention. So that cyber stalking in order to hurt or to, not with a good intention, following, that's called cyber stalking. And data thefts, identity thefts, and other computer related crimes and frauds. Okay, so because of the rise of these things, I mean, these are all drawbacks of information technology. Okay, so the anonymity, and this is because of the anonymity and speed with which these crimes can be committed online, render cyberspace, and it's a attractive medium to cyber criminals. Okay, because they can be move anonymously, and the way, the speed at which uh, these things are connected, it's leads to, that is a bad thing. So it also pose a threat to the national security, cause danger to life and property, and may cause loss to entities and individuals also, apart from threat to one's privacy and freedom in cyberspace. Okay, not just one's privacy and freedom in cyberspace will be compromised, but also it could be a huge loss to entities, big companies, when the data has been breached, their customers details or everything. Sometimes, you may have come across in newspapers that certain things have happened. These things are uh, there. So and also some individuals are getting affected due to cyberbullying and all. Certain things are happen. We are coming across this kind of concept because earlier a few decades ago we didn't had this much connectivity, or even today's children, today's youth, they are all vulnerable to these things. So when they connect and when they use the information technology, when they use the internet, they should be aware of these things and be responsible. Okay. And uh, so next one is digital signature and electronic signature. So the next unit is digital signature and electronic signature, where the signature has been the prime method a person uses as a proof of identity and as a material expression of intent and execution of documents. Okay, usually you know that what signature stands for, and a signature on a document indicates the provenance of the document and the intention of the signatory with regards to the document. With the emergence of digital era, a form of signature is adopted to electronic documents. Okay, so that is called electronic signature, digital signature. We are adopting. Okay, so Information Technology Act 2000 provides the required legal sanctity to the uh, digital signature based on asymmetric crypto system. Okay, digital signature are now accepted at par with handwritten signatures. Now it is also accepting in the same way as handwritten signature. Okay, and the electronic documents that have been digitally signed are treated at par with paper documents also. Okay, so you know that functions of handwritten signature or digital signatures, that it is used to identify the signer, to prove certain and certainty and proof of the personal involvement of signer, to prove that signer knows the content of the document which he has been signed. Okay, to show the intention of the person to endorse authorship of a text. Okay, to assess the intention of the party to be bound by the content of a signed contract. Okay, these are some basic things which the signature is used for, whether it is digital or written. So what the digital signature stands for. So while dealing with the information technology, where the computer is full of vulnerable documents. Okay, so a lot of documents nowadays people keep which are vulnerable to the threats, like to which accesses by other person may be misused and destroyed. Therefore, it is necessary to assure that the file is sent by you only. Okay, so in order to make sure that the file is sent by a particular person, the digital signatures are required. In such circumstances, we can use digital signatures. Okay, and digital signatures means the authentication of any electronic records by a subscriber by means of an electronic method or procedure. Okay, by means of electronic method or procedure, this is to authenticate a particular person. Okay, a particular electronic record by a subscriber. Okay, in accordance with the provisions of section 3 of the Information Technology Act 2000. As per the section 3 of the Information Technology Act 2000. So what is a digital signature? It is just electronically generated and can be used to ensure that the integrity and authenticity of some data, such as an email message, or in order to protect against non-repudiation. Repudiation in a sense, rejection of proposal or idea. So in order to recognize that it is authentic and recognize, and also to ensure the integrity. Okay, so contents of digital signature is you know like owner's public key, These are the some of the contents of the digital signature. Okay, the owner's public key, uh, and owner's name, expiration date of the public key, the name of the issuer. These are the things will be included in that. Okay, name of the issuer, who issues the like CA, who issues the digital ID, and serial number of the digital signature, and the digital signature of the issuer, their digital signature also essential, and those who are issuing the digital signature. Okay, uh, so how digital signature will be issued to the end user? Okay, the Information Technology Act 2000 provides for the use of digital signatures. Okay, so how the digital signature will be issued to the end user? Uh, as per the IT Act 2000, it provides for the use of digital signature on the document submitted in electronic form. Okay, under the provision of IT Act 2000, the Office of Controller of Certifying Authorities. Okay, Office of Controller of Certifying Authorities. So there are appoints the certifying authority CA by issuing certificates for the same. So there are certifying authorities who are authorized to you know uh, certify the digital signature, and in order above them there will be a controller of certifying authority CCA. Okay, the CA will issue the digital signature to the end users, either directly or through the registration authority. Okay, RA or local registration authority, LRA. Okay, so that's how it's been that who's the controller, how their work, I'll just explain in a moment. Okay, and provisions related to electronic signatures. So there are based on the IT Amendment Act 2008, introduces electronic signatures. uh, it is to be noted that the act has not replaced digital signature with electronic signature. As I already told you, it has not been replaced the digital signature with electronic signature, but introduced electronic signature along with digital signature. Okay, so there are certain differences with with these. And before that, I mean, I want to, provisions related to electronic signature is that the Information Technology Act, notwithstanding anything containing in Section 3, but subject to the provisions of subsection, a subscriber, a, any authenticate any electronic record by such electronic signature or electronic authentication techniques which is considered reliable and may be specified in the second schedule. Okay, so there are certain provisions for the act. Okay, and also let's move on to the what might be the difference between the digital signature and electronic signature. So I'll just say a few things about that. It is a wider term which includes digital signature, and it is technology neutral. Whereas with respect to electronic signature, whereas digital signature is a special type of electronic signature which involves specific technology and provides greater assurance of a document authenticity and integrity than any other form of electronic signature. Okay, it actually provides uh, a a greater assurance of a document. Okay, and it is also technology specific. Okay, it is not technology neutral, it is technology specific, whereas electronic signature is technology neutral, whereas digital signature is technology specific. And uh, whereas electronic signature, verifying an electronic signature does require same name, same code, sound or fingerprint or any technique used as electronic signature. Okay, whereas in case of digital signature, it can be verified by anyone by using the public key of the subscriber without the need for proprietary verification software. Okay, so that's with the digital signature. So that's why they replaced it with the electronic signature. Okay, so it is more technology neutral than technology specific. So what let's move on to the e-governance. E-governance is the term. Okay, e-governance. The term e-governance is referred to as filing of forms, applications, or other documents in any government office in the electronic form. Okay, as per the manner prescribed to give it legal sanctity. Okay, and more sanctity. Most of the government offices are becoming paperless because of e-governance initiatives. I think you may have know that all the government offices, e-governance has started, and most of the things, even paying your bills and lot of other things have been digitized, and now and also filing of certain documents and all is happening digitally. And let's see the the term e-governance is referred to as filing of forms, application, or other documents in any government office in the electronic form as per the manner prescribed to give it legal sanctity. And most of the government offices are becoming paperless because of e-governance initiatives. Okay, so there are certain initiatives by the government and by the international law. So based on that, it has been implemented all across. Okay, so e-governance is the application of ICT to the process of government functioning. Okay, it's an application of ICT in a sense, information communication technology. Okay, so uh, so it is used for the functioning so as to have simple, accountable, and speedy, responsive, and transparent governance in order to make things transparent. Okay, so there should not be any hidden uh, hidden faults in the governance. Okay, and also the interaction between government and citizens of government or and business commonly known as e-services. Okay, interaction between the government and also from the business and citizens known as e-services. The okay, so the internal government operations commonly known as e-administration and external interactions among the members of the society. Okay, so in order for the government and citizens, G2C, citizens and government, C2G, government and business, G2B, business and government, B2G, and internal government operation, G2G. So these things have been initiated. E-governance means application of electronic means in the interactions between the government to government, government to citizen, government to businesses. Okay, and also internal government operations. Okay, and the scope of e-governance is that uh, okay, scope of e-governance is that, I mean, in many respects, the government to government sector represents the backbone of the government. Okay, so because the government to government, it's a really needed advantage to everyone. Okay, so the government to government sector represents the backbone of e-governance. Okay, so they felt that the government and the union, state, and local level must enhance and update their own internal systems and procedures before electronic transactions with citizens and businesses are introduced. Okay, they have to upgrade and update themselves. Okay, between government, unions, states, and local levels. Okay, local governments. Okay, it involves sharing data and conducting electronic exchanges between various government agencies. Okay, so that is the scope for e-governance. And so advantages of e-governance is that cheaper uh, governments because it cuts financial and time costs and all, and quicker governments by producing the same output at the same total cost in less time, and close monitoring of process performance, monitoring of the process performance, all these things are easily done. Okay. And more accountable to public servants, more accountable of public servants for their decisions and actions. Okay, so their decisions and actions are more accountable now. And it greatly simplifies the process of information accumulation for citizens and businesses. Information accumulation process has also been simplified, and it empowers people to gather information regarding any department of government and get involved in the process of decision making also. And e-governments strengthens the very fabric of democracy by ensuring greater citizen participation and all levels of governance. Okay, it improves government efficiency and productivity. Okay, you can see that e-government strengthens the very fabric of democracy. Okay, by ensuring greater citizen participation. Actually, it has been initiated even in the several countries have more advancedly doing it. Okay, so let's see what the uh, e-governance initiatives in India. Okay, so several e-governance initiatives are being adopted by Indian government, including computerization of public offices, government departments, launch of e-procurement process across various sectors, whereby government tenders and tenders and requisition of goods and services takes place online. Okay, and techniques such as biometric based fingerprints, retina scanning, or being for issuing identity proof cards such as unique identity UID card in India, and for registration of property, grant of licenses, amongst other matters. Okay, so these are initiatives of India. So National E-Governance Plan (NEGP) also initiated in India, okay, by the government. And not have been formulated. This NEGP has been formulated by the Department of Electronic and Information Technology (DEITY) and Department of Administrative Reforms and Public Grievance DARPG. Okay, the Union Government approved the NEGP comprises of 27 mission mode projects, MMPs, and 10 components of May 18, 2006. So these are some of the initiatives you know undertaken by the government of India. And NEGP aims to improve delivery of government services to citizens and also for the businesses. Okay, that is the vision of NEGP, and it aims to improve delivery of government services to citizens and businesses, and it makes all government services accessible to the common man in his locality through common service delivery outlets, and ensure efficiency, transparency, and reliability of such services at affordable costs. Okay, so that is the main uh, intention of that. And so let's see if we see that e-governance initiatives abroad, in many other countries, uh, the e-governance has been adopted, like proving successful means of citizens engaged in lawmaking and administration processes. For example, in Norway, electronic public record, in in Europe, in the country Norway, electronic public record database for civil service was launched in May 2010, and also in UK, public data website was launched, making government working transparent on law and policy frameworks. And in Philippines, e-report card features was used to evaluate performance of government services based on client feedback. And even in Canada and in United States, in Canada, internet is increasingly developed for citizens engagement through online consultation. And in Brazil, a mode of participatory budgeting, even budgeting was introduced to decide allocation of resources for various priority sectors voted by people. That is in Brazil. And that's in Brazil. And also in Australia and United States of America, they have enabled publication of public records, and to create a culture of open government. Okay, that was with respect to Australia and United States. So these are the what has been initiated, in most of the developed countries. Uh, so move on to the next one, certifying authorities. So certifying authorities are, as I told you, that there will be a controller who certifies who have the authority to certify the certifying authorities. Okay, there will be certain people appointed as certifying authorities who have been given entrusted with the power to, you know, um, authorized to digital signatures and all, they can certify. So there will be a controller on top of them who authorizes and who you know governs these certifying authorities. Okay, so as per the IT Act 2000, Chapter 4 of the IT Act gives a scheme for a regulation of certifying authorities. The Act envisages a controller of certifying authority who shall perform the function of exercising supervision over the activities of the certifying authorities. As I told you, as also laying down standards and conditions governing the certifying authorities, as also specifying the various forms and content of electronic signature certificates. Okay, various forms and contents of electronic signature certificates also, uh, you know, certified by certifying authorities. And it should be based on the standards and condition prescribed by the controller of certifying authorities. Okay, so there are chapter 9, chapter 10, chapter 11 of the act deals with all these aspects of the IT Act deals with the uh, about the certifying authorities. And so uh, the functions of controller are, exercising supervision over the activities of certifying authorities, certifying public keys of the certifying authorities. uh, all these things he'll be doing and laying down the standards to be maintained by certifying authorities. And so these are the few things, I mean, many things that they'll be doing, handling. And also uh, I'll also tell, I mean, there will be penalties in case if there is any misconduct by any of the parties. There will be penalties for them. And section 43 deals with penalties and compensation of damage to computer system, etc. Okay, the section 43 deals with penalties and compensation for damage of to computer or computer system. Okay, the section is the first major and significant legislative step in India to combat the issue of data theft. Okay, so there are certain offences and which is punishable under the uh, court of law. So earlier, as I told you, that the maximum damages under the act was 1 crore, and now after the amendment of 2008, they have replaced it with the word which I already told you a few minutes back. And so there will be for many offences, there are certain level of punishments. Okay, damages to computer system. So there will be 1 crore to, I mean, as per the uh, based on the decisions, that will be uh, okay, punished. And not there are so many punishments and for the offenses. You can just go through the SLM. There is a whole list of offenses which has been given, and what are the punishments for those offenses has been given. So with this, I think uh, it's time uh, I thank all of you for your patience listening. And I hope, I wish you all the best for your preparation. And please go through, as I telling you right from the beginning of this. I've tried to cover as much as possible. Actually, I was supposed to give you just a brief idea of the whole thing. As this is a ODL system, open and distance learning. So in order to make you I have tried to tell you and try to teach you in this short period of time. I have try to put lot of inputs into you. Even if you have some doubts or if you want more clarification and all, you can also contact me and through the department. And also I would like to just uh, all the best for your future endeavors. And you know please go through the SLM and also the reference books sections which has given at the end of every unit. Okay, in order to gain in-depth knowledge and enhance your knowledge. Okay, all the best. Thank you, students. Thank you, Anila.